The agency that keeps an eye on world finances has issued a lot of grim warnings over the last few years, but now the International Monetary Fund has found something positive to say about the global economy and Australia's in particular. Growth here is tipped to be higher than anywhere in the developed world, but not high enough to stop Tony Abbott sparring with the Prime Minister over her government's economic record. Here's Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin.
The IMF thinks the storm clouds are clearing. Australia's forecast, sunny with a good chance of surplus.
The IMF has said that the Australian economy is a world beater. This is great news.
The fund's upgraded its global growth forecast for the first time in more than a year, citing positive signs in the United States and Europe. It's predicting the world economy will expand by 3.5% this year, accelerating next year, although there are warnings of fragility.
One has the feeling that at any moment things could well get very bad again.
China is still driving global growth, but of the developed economies, Australia is a standout, well ahead of the expansion projected in Japan and conditions in a gradually recovering United States. Across the Atlantic, the risk of a Eurozone meltdown's receding, but the region's still an economic handbrake.
The leaders I sit down with would cheerfully chew their right arms off to have the macroeconomic signs that we have in this country.
There's a local leader who isn't swallowing that one.
This is an underperforming economy, and it's underperforming because of the poor economic management.
It's more of the same from Mr Abbott, talking our economy down.
A year ago, it forecast growth in the coming year at 3.5%. It's now downgraded that to 3%.
He'd want us to be Greece, would he? I mean, this is nonsense stuff.
One man who knows a thing or two about financial stuff is Ralph Norris, the former CEO of the Commonwealth Bank. He reckons the government's pursuit of a budget surplus is mindless and represents the greatest threat to the economy.
Given the global uncertainty, a surplus is more important than ever. And that's what I think some people don't understand. The Greens don't understand that, and people like Mr Norris don't understand that.
Now Mr Swan goes to Washington for talks with top officials. Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.